Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Thomas's Turf Tips. Today I'm going to tell you how to move from soil test to what we actually put down as fertilizer. And really what I've been finding is that when you get your soil test results, it often recommends these analyses that are hard to find in the stores. So what I've decided to do this year is take a mixture of things that I could find in the big box stores, put them together, and make my own blend. So hold on one second and we'll get to that. Okay, so class is in session here. I want to show you my soil test results from this year. Clemson returned those to me in short order, so that was excellent. First thing I do is look at the soil pH. So mine is reading 6.2. If I scroll down further, the recommendation from Clemson is no lime required. If yours says lime is required, it's going to tell you how much per square foot, and I would say get that down as soon as possible because you're going to need to adjust your pH and get your pH corrected before you put down the fertilizer for best nutrient uptake. The next thing I look at is soil test result, and I look at each element, and you can see them listed here. You can also see that most of mine are in the low to medium range with one at sufficient, none in the high or excessive category, so that's good news for me. The ones that are high or excessive are a little bit more difficult to deal with. Some of them you just have to wait until the levels dissipate. But in my case, it looks like most of these I will be adding to the soil this year, so that'll be a little easier. The next thing I do, and the standard or just your typical homeowner simply needs to follow these comments below, and you'll be just fine. I'm going to go a little bit different than what Clemson is recommending this year, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But just to review what they typically recommend, and this is for warm season turf. The analyses that are listed here will vary according to your soil test results, but one thing that I haven't seen vary is the general information and the application plan that they have here. So they generally recommend an application of fertilizer in the spring and then another application in the summertime. The one thing that I don't like about that, and that's why I'm gonna veer off from this year, is that it causes surge growth. That's fine for someone who maintains Bermuda or warm season grass at a higher height of cut. But for me, when I'm maintaining at 1 inch or lower, that's quite difficult to keep up with when that surge happens, and I'll get a little bit of scalping because of that quick growth. So I'm going to meter it out into smaller doses of nitrogen each month in the growing season this year. So the way I'm going to do that, the way I'm going to meter it out is through a system called MLSN. It stands for Minimum Level of Sustainable Nutrition. And so that program is developed by Pace Turf, and it's basically based on growth potential. And so essentially what happens is the higher the temperature, in particular this is for warm season turf, the higher the temperature, the higher the growth potential. And I'll just show you how to use the spreadsheet, and I'll also send you a link to the Pace Turf website, which you can download this spreadsheet here for your use. But I simply put in the average temperature for my location by month, the amount of rainfall, And then what it tells me is the growth potential by month for my turf. So you can see it peaks in the July, August time frame, and then when the fall, the growth potential is smaller. Same in the spring. I will just show you for my same region and the same temperatures. This is the growth potential for a cool season grass. So you can see it's bimodal. You've got a growth potential, high growth potential in the spring, and also a similarly high growth potential in the fall. In the summer, it's not as much. So just kind of interesting, and also the reason why you don't want to put a lot of fertilizer down in the warmer months for cool season turf. Okay, so back to my MLSN analysis here. So I put in temperature, I put in the rainfall. Now what I'm going to do is, and I've already done it here, but what you want to do is put in your soil test results here on this tab. So I'll just overlay so you can see both at the same time. So I realized Clemson, after I got the soil test results, I realized they did not have all the elements I needed to enter in this form. So we're just going to go with what we got. Next time I'll know there's another test that I need to order from them, and it's a heavy metals test in addition to just the standard soil test. So I simply transfer these values from my soil test results to the spreadsheet. They're in different units here, that's why you see different numbers, but let's just take phosphorus here. It's got a 9 pounds per acre. Divide that by 2 and you get parts per million. So that's why this is 5. The next is calcium, 694. Divide that by 2, I got 347, and so on. All right, so once I've done that, I can go to this tab, deficit. So this is the predicted deficit for each element that we entered the results for. So it's going to say I'm going to be short on phosphorus, slightly short on the manganese, or magnesium, excuse me, and then short on the potassium. So taking this further, this is the recommendation of what's needed to be put down for each element. So the phosphorus, magnesium, and potassium here, this is how much I need to put down in pounds per 1,000 square feet during this growing season. Okay, so that's all the information that the MLSN spreadsheet's going to give you. And then these next tabs are what I used to take that even further. So taking these values here, I get what I need in terms of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Okay, so as I said in the intro, there are some things that when you get these recommendations, it's hard to source this directly in the store. If you are a large purchaser of fertilizer, I'm sure you could get a custom blend, but us homeowners, we cannot get that. So, but anyway, this is what I need. In the perfect world, I need to put down a ratio, or 2 pounds of nitrogen, 1.71 pounds of phosphorus, and 0.78 pounds of potassium. If we look at the fertilizer blend ratio, that's a 2.5, 2.2, and a 1. So if I found that, I would not find that in the store. So essentially what I've done here is set up a spreadsheet to look at what's available in the store. I've entered those manually with the analyses of each listed here, and the amount of the bag, pounds in the bag, and the price here. And so simply all this spreadsheet does is it's going to select what I need to buy in order to get to that ratio. So I just have a solver set up here, and all it's going to do is it's going to optimize on the total spend. So I'm trying to spend the least amount of money in order to get this 21-17-8 fertilizer analysis here. So I'm going to solve. And this is what I get. So these two fertilizers here are something I had on hand and left over from last year. So I'm going to use all of those. And then I'm going to go get these 4 bags of fertilizer. It happens to be Scott's fertilizer from Lowe's. And then I'm going to get this or order this bag of fertilizer from GCI Turf, this 15-22-10. And then once I mix all of those together, then what I'll have is a 21-17-8 fertilizer. Last thing I'll do is figure out, I said I wanted to apply this fertilizer in more than just 2 doses of fertilizer in the season. I've got it divided up into five applications. So I'm going to be putting down 16 pounds in the April-May time frame, 28 pounds in the June time frame, 37 July, 34 August, and 23 in the September-October time frame. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got all my ingredients now to make my custom blend, and now I know how to weigh them out into 5 different applications. All right, so it's mixing time. So I've got all of my material now that I'm going to mix up. I've got a barrel that I've purchased, and I have put these cleats in here, and that's going to help me get the material all mixed up and agitated. I want to tell you a little bit about the fertilizers I bought. This material, this fertilizer is from last year, and you can see it's got very big prills, and also it's inconsistent in the size, so this is not desirable. So I did want to use it up this season, but I'll tell you one that I like. See the Scott's fertilizer, it's very small, so you're going to get a really good application. It's not going to sit on top of your grass, and if it goes down into the grass, you're going to have reduced chance of it getting picked up by the mower, and it will get down on the ground really good. Also, this fertilizer is from GCI Turf, Mr. Pete Denny. So this is also very good. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to put on my PPE and just throw it into the barrel.
Okay, so I've got some clumps in here that I'm gonna have to break up before I put on the top. Don't want those to be in there because then we won't get a good mix. So we'll cut away for now, take care of the clumps, then we'll take off the top, or put on the tops, I should say, seal it up. We're going to roll this thing around and get a real good mix. And then I will try to figure out how I'm going to put this in the 5-gallon buckets. I'm going to have five 5-gallon buckets that we're going to use for 5 applications this season. They will be measured out according to the needs by each application, so it won't be equally weighted for each bucket. Okay, so I've got all the clumps out now. I've got the top on here, clamped it down, so we are ready to do our mixing. So I'm just going to roll it on its side here, put it on its side, and give it a go up and down the driveway. Give it a good mix. It's quite heavy. So, good workout. Going uphill, so maybe going the other way will be a lot easier. Gravity will be on my side. Up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Should have asked my kids to do this. Good gracious. Good shoulder workout more than anything. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, pretty good. So, smooth, a few small clumps in there, but not bad. You can see it's been distributed pretty well. I like it. So the next thing is to put it in our 5-gallon buckets. Okay, we're back. I figured a way of how to get the fertilizer out of this barrel here, and it's with this fancy Halloween bucket here. So what I'm going to do is I've got 5 different weights that I want to put out this season, starting with 16 pounds, and then I'm going up to 28 pounds, 37, 34, and then the last one is 23 pounds, and that's all according to the MLSN calculation. So giving the turf what it needs by month as it gets warmer. For Bermuda, the nitrogen usage is more. So I'm just going to measure out 1 bucket here. I believe this is the second one. And then I'll do the 3 more after that. Okay. Scale turned off, so I'm gonna have to redo that. Okay. next time I won't get a digital scale. I'll just get one of those analog spring scales, because this one turns off on me all the time. And I lose my weight. Alright, so I'm at 19 right now. I'm going for 30, including the weight of the bucket. Okay, let's see where we are now. Okay. More. Okay, right at 30. All right, so we're done with the bucket 2. Got 3 more to go. I won't bore you with that. I want to thank you for tuning in. This is Thomas with Thomas's Turf Tips. Talk to you later.